Hey, check it out. So today I got this for Christmas. It was a little cool Pokemon puzzle gift. And so this is fun. Just kind of getting, if you have little kids, it's nice because you can give it to them and instead of letting them watch TV, you can kind of stimulate their brain a little bit, even if they like, sort of uh, Pokemon or TV characters. You can kind of use this as a gateway to get them off of watching the TV and into doing something more fun and stimulating for the mind. So I'm going to build this puzzle, and I hope you have fun watching it. And if you want to get this puzzle for yourself, I put links below, and so feel free to check them out and get this gift for yourself. This is kind of what the box looks like, and on the back you can kind of see, again, kind of this is number 25, this is Pikachu. Got like a little cool red, purple, teal kind of gradient going on here. And it was made by Buffalo Games, so look for this. This is what the side looks like, and there's about 100 pieces. So let's open this up. Alright, so we're just unwrapping here, and I'm just unboxing the puzzle pieces. I like to organize all the puzzle pieces together, and basically just kind of get Pikachu's face. That's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. Just get all that organized. Put all of his yellow features together. And I made the mistake here of actually thinking like, oh, this is going to be pretty easy. All I have to do is just get all the yellow pieces together. But it got a little hard. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't as easy as I thought. I was able to kind of make Pikachu's face, but there's so many yellow pieces, as you can see here, that it sort of became confusing. And I was trying to do this puzzle later with my kids, and even they were like, what? This is not an easy puzzle. And like my kids tend to do really well with the puzzles. They're just always like flying through them, but this was kind of like a more difficult puzzle, if you will. So we were just kind of laughing about that. But yeah, I was able to kind of get his face kind of created at the beginning. So as you can see here, I'm kind of just struggling a little bit with trying to figure out which piece goes to where. As I said, it's not as obvious. You kind of get lost a little bit. And so I spent a little bit more of my time just sort of organizing and trying to figure out like which yellow piece goes where. But because there's so many yellow pieces, it just gets kind of confusing. So eventually I kind of gave up on trying to fix Pikachu's face, and I found that I could fix some of the other puzzle pieces here. So I was able to create the numbers that you'll see on the box. And I always recommend that too. If you find a puzzle kind of hard and difficult, just start building some of the other pieces. It actually ties into a little bit of programming, if you will. It reminded me of a little, programming composition technique, me being kind of a programmer doing this stuff, right? Like, you don't try to solve the problem by brute force sometimes. I mean, like, that's like the easiest thing, right? Like, you try to go in all in and just try to like do the whole thing in one go. But most of the times you need to break your problems into smaller pieces. Really, that's kind of like a golden tenet of programming itself or doing coding. I know that's a kind of funny example, but like as a parent, like it's hard to teach this kind of stuff to your kids initially. A lot of it is like we kind of take it for granted, right? Like it seems kind of obvious here, but like when you break a problem down into smaller pieces, it becomes a little bit easier to solve, right? Obviously we broke this puzzle into smaller pieces, and then we just kind of like work at each piece, and then we connect them all together again. So there's the number 25. So Pikachu is Pokemon number 25 in the original game, and he probably is 25 out of all the different types of Pokemon out there now. When I started this game, there was 150, and I remember when it first came out in high school, everybody was just like, wow, this is such a fun game. TV show. We were all just getting the Game Boys and just playing the game like on the bus and stuff like that, and trading Pokemon. It was a great game for its time. It still is a great game. So here I'm just organizing again yellow pieces versus purple pieces. And this is what I advise too, like, if you find the puzzles difficult, just first do some sort of color sort. It's funny how puzzles have so many parallels to programming, but here, like the first thing that I'm doing is like a color sort, and then I'm doing a shape sort, and then sort of thinking, okay, well, which ones are red, which ones are yellow, which ones are big, which ones are small. Well, a lot of this is obvious. We just kind of assume like people know this stuff, but like when you do these puzzles, like you're like, wow, okay. And then when you do them as a programmer, you kind of think, wow. It's even funnier, like I should know this stuff, but here I am struggling with it, right? So, fun times. So I was able to build the border, and I sort of began just focusing on that here. I feel like that was like the part I really wanted to complete, and every time I do puzzles, I really try to like just finish the border and the outline, because once I know how big the actual puzzle is, it's not as hard or difficult to sit there and fill the rest of the pieces in, right? And I think that's where I was struggling initially with this, Pokemon puzzle, Pikachu, because I kept trying to fix Pikachu, thinking, oh, I'll do that. But it was actually smarter to just build the actual puzzle outline. So here you can see I'm, focusing now on, sort of the red colors and the teal colors, and the purple colors, and just trying to get those organized. I no longer am trying to do the yellow Pikachu stuff, although parts of me still want to, as you can see. So here I went back to building the border. And getting closer, now you can see how it becomes easier to actually fill in the Pikachu pieces once you've got a little bit of a frame of reference. Also, refer to the box art. I mean, like, honestly, like, that's what it's there for. You look at the box art, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's where this goes. So here, I feel tempted again to kind of do Pikachu, but I stop myself and I just remind myself, you know what, just focus on the frame. It's really what's important. So yeah, I mean, like, as smart as like you'd think I would be for being like some kind of programmer guy, right? Like I'm sitting here like making the same kind of fundamental mistakes, and so it just reminds me sometimes, just take it about more simply, right? Like build the frame, build the different, smaller parts, get them organized, that's really what it's about. Like sometimes we are in a rush to kind of just prove we can do something, and sometimes like, we need to just take a step back and be like, wait a minute, maybe I need to, just take this a little bit slower, not make mistakes. getting more puzzle pieces filled in here. As you can tell, like once I started color sorting, it became a little bit easier to kind of recognize, okay, which parts go where. Obviously, there's teal and yellow and red and purple on this side. And I think somewhere along this line, I started recognizing, oh wait, you know what? Some of these colors are darker, so I could probably put all these darker colors together and fill out the bottom part. And obviously, as you build a puzzle, you just feel much more confident about your puzzle building abilities. It feels good. Success breeds success kind of thing. If you start trying to force something to go in, it probably means it won't fit. So that's something else I kind of learned. These shapes kind of are there and they're the correct fit. So don't try to force something. If it's not fitting, you're probably doing it wrong. Alright, see how the frame comes together so nicely? Once you start doing that, it's like, wow, okay. Frame of reference. Again, I just thought this would be like such an easy puzzle to do, and it was kind of difficult for 100 pieces. Now I'm like worried if I take a 1,000-piece puzzle and try to do it, would that be a pretty long day for me? I'm sure YouTube audience would want that, but I'll have to see. Maybe one of my vacation days I'll actually do it. Alright, looks like the frame is coming together. It's pretty nice. Now you can actually see how much is kind of left to do, which is cool. You can see like I've almost got the makings of the full rectangle here. See how easy that was? Once I got the frame finished, it was like, okay, I can breathe a sigh of relief. This puzzle's not as overwhelming. And that taught me, you know, I actually shouldn't be sitting there trying to like do the Pikachu puzzle. Although, like, again, like I want to. It's just easier when you fill out the sides and kind of come towards the middle rather than trying to do the middle first. Although there might be people out there who probably start with the middle and then finish the outsides. What kind of puzzle player are you? So this next part here is really, again, just kind of thinking about the colors, which colors go on the right hand side, which colors go on the bottom, and which colors go on the left. So around this part, I started figuring out, okay, these are the places that this probably could go. I just started looking at sort of shapes, and so like I moved some of the female shapes to the right hand side and more of the male shapes. And so what I mean is like male kind of looks like a bump on the left hand side, right hand side, whereas, you know, if you put the females, like it looks more like a curve on the left hand side and the right hand side. So just kind of like tried to swap. Now obviously if you spin them around, they're all pretty much male and female, but you know, like the puzzle only goes one way, and so it's kind of like more, you wouldn't have like really odd shapes. Most of the puzzle pieces are all about the same rectangular shapes. So winding down here, just a few more puzzle pieces left. If you like this video so far, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, like the like button, and that way I can get more people to check out these videos. If you like these puzzles, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to keep making some more puzzles, solving them potentially for you, showing you if you find it kind of difficult to solve it on your own. There's nothing wrong with like looking it up and trying to figure out how to actually solve the puzzle online. I do that myself, and we all do that. We're all gamers and puzzle players and all of that fun stuff. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing with your kids as well if you're a parent. And yeah, you know, just be sure to subscribe if you want more videos. I try to make a different variety of videos for all kinds of watchers. I've got card games, puzzles. I've got you know, even just reviews on manga and anime. So it's all my favorite stuff, just putting it out there. And there's Pikachu in all his glory. Thanks for watching. See you next time.